wonderful people in YouTube land. If you just watched my previous live video, I don't know if I posted, we're going to be training rats on your hand. These rats are not trained to jump in my hand. They are trained to come to me, so that won't be an issue. So how you want to do it is basically you want to associate your hand with something good. You pick the rat, in your hand, a whole bunch, hand to hand. It's also, if you get a new rat and it seems a little bit skittish, it's also a very good way to calm them down. It's just hand to hand. Then we just put them on the pants, jump up and hand, and we praise them. We extend that distance a little bit, just scooting them into the next hand. And we're going to slowly increase the distance. There you go. See, sometimes one rat will watch another rat do something and associate that with something good. Let's see. The reason why I did train these rats to do them off camera so you can actually see how long it takes to then learn something. See that this little rat just touched my hand, so you want to pet him and praise him. See, this one is lifting up to get in your hands. So pet and praise. Almost. I was just sniffing. They sniff everything. If you wanted to kind of know what's it like having a rat, it's kind of like having a dog that wants to sniff everything, mixed with a cat that just likes to be lazy. Because sometimes these guys will just sit around all day and stare at you. Here we go. Up. It's not in the hand, but it's pretty gosh darn close. Oh, pet and praise. Maybe down at their level. Here we go. Can I do it? Can I do it? Almost, come in. Oh, good boy. Scourge is, if they start nibbling on your hand, that's bad. If they nibble on your clothes, that's fine. They're rats. They're going to chew up everything you love anyway. So don't want to chew it. Don't have it on. That's why in any videos that you see me training rats, you'll see me with my Army coat on, which is very tough fabric, or you'll see me with this hoodie on, just because I really don't care if those two things get destroyed too much. Also, rats love sleeves, and it's very calming for them. But if you didn't catch that, a rat coat and sleeve. If you see the rat's generally uninterested in you, you just pick them up and you pat. And again, we just do hand to hand, so they associate your hands with something nice. Because who doesn't like pets? So put them both back down. Now you can train. You can train all your rats up in a period of time or not, or just do one-to-one. It really depends on your experience level, also how many rats can you keep track of. With me is I'm looking at the camera so I can see back at me, so I can see where they are. They just want to cuddle and play. That's one thing rats love to do is play. So any interactions that you do with them will be a huge boost to their overall morale and happiness. That's all we really want, is our pets to be nice and happy. Let's say keep walking this way. Let's see if they'll just talk my hand. Sniffing it. Let's see. Sniffing, no bites. It's a little nibble. So we're just gonna pinch them at the nape of the neck, just like that. Doesn't hurt them. They kind of don't like it, so it just discourages it. Just another little nibble. What about that? Just a little nape of the neck. Doesn't hurt them. They just don't like it. And so they associate nibbling with something bad. And so all that we're doing is association training. That's where we're not making clicks or we're doing treats or anything else. This is basically associating our hands with something nice. Pets. Oh, see that? Look, just voluntarily walked in. We're going to give him lots of pets, lots of loves. Hopefully we can encourage him to do it again. You can see they're just chewing on my sweatshirt, which is, like I said, fun. This is what rats do. So anyone that's looking to actually get a rat pet, this is something you get to look forward to. They're not hungry. They literally just ate. And it's just something they like to do. This is also because their incisors or their teeth never quit growing, so they have to constantly chew on something. And let's just pick them up. As long as they're not chewing on your hands or fingernails. Fingernails, rats love to chew on, so it's good to work with them when you get them so they don't associate your fingernails with food. Because they can just keep chewing and they can chew past your nail bed. You'll start bleeding. And if they get a taste for blood, well, you're pretty much screwed. See if anyone wants to do it. That's one. And it's your boy again. If you wanted a quick thing to know how to gender, I can show you. You can see the space, kind of my video cameras suck, but you can see the spacing in between the butt and the parts. I gotta be careful on what a PG thing, so I gotta be careful of what I say. But yeah, the parts, the spacing in between the parts. If it's pretty big distance spacing, then that means it's a girl. And if it's a pretty little spacing, it means it's a boy. And also you can see the boy's stick, which is a very PG way of saying it. And you can see the girl's slit, which is a very PG way of saying it too, when they're a little bit younger. So it's a little bit easier to gender them when they're younger in certain aspects. You can also see that he has a pair back there, that little bit. That's also a very good indicator that he's a boy. And again, they're nibbling my sleeve. Did you see that? See, he hopped up there because he's associating my hand, which he did sniff, with pets and praise. Let me put him down. Girl didn't do that. She just wanted to just nibble at my coat, which is fine. Well, sweatshirt. I'm also sitting in the chair, which is a very good thing to do. They can only go so far. And also, if you're worried that fabrics or anything else will get their digestive system that will cause blockages, just make sure anything that you're wearing with them is 100% cotton, and you'll be fine. You can got a little nibble, just nip the neck. If you just want to discourage this or just make it stop, just pick them up, put them back down. You said it's 1% cotton, so I'm really not too worried. Here we go. You see that? And the timer says 9 minutes, 30 seconds. And these are babies. So as long as you work with them every single day, or as much as you can Jim just hop up in your hand. Look at that. 9 minutes and we already have him trained to walk up in my hand. Now if you want to associate this with a sound, it's pretty easy. So with this one, we're going to make a little noise that they've never heard. So quit eating my sweatshirt for a second. But don't hit me. It's going to scare him a little bit because obviously they never heard that sound. So put him in there. Then we're going to make the sound as we praise him. So that's what sound training is. You can make any sound. You can use a clicker. It's the same thing with dogs or cats or fish or anything that you're going to be working with. You just make the sound as you're giving them the treat or as you're praising them. But right now, we're just working the sound. So now we're going to put our hand out and we're going to make a noise. Then we can see, I know she's looking for my hand. That's good. Now for this, we want to move our hand away from the rats to actually make them actively go toward it. It's going to take him a little bit because it's a brand new thing toward him. So pet him and make the noise. Now, what he's doing is called freezing. Rats will do this when they're confused or when they're unsure of something. Come here. And she almost got it. So we're going to praise her and pet her while we make the noise. She's just going to mislead. That isn't praiseworthy. Just wait. We don't want to overuse a sound or a command. This is what you often see in a dog training, is they will overuse something. And with a cat or a dog or a rat or anything, if you overuse a signal or you overuse a sound, the sound will basically lose its meaning. So that's why you see people using different sounds for anything. So when you use like a clicker, for example, it goes, they could so use that sound that sometimes it just won't respond to it, meaning that you'll have to spend longer to actually train. Just want to do it once, a little bit. There we go. That's pretty gosh darn close to our hand. So we're going to praise it, make noise. There's two ways that you could use this sound-based training. You can use it to, when they do something, make the noise, then you praise them. Or you can use it kind of like a calling card, where it's kind of like you're calling. Just yelling at an animal to do something really doesn't mean anything, because animals don't understand language. They just understand things that you pose a meaning to. So kind of like the basic of understanding words. Kind of like if you never heard Dion, for example, you would just say, well, it may be a name, maybe something else. But if you say, hey, Dion, and then every time you hear it, you get a treat, you associate Dion with, like a confectionery or a treat or something. That's basically what we're doing, building a language base for the animals, or a base understanding of something. And that's all clicker training, that's all voice-based training is, or auditory-based training. can see that it's actively looking for it while I make the noise, making sure I don't use the noise too much. Yeah, do it. I can see that he's moving his body while he hears it, meaning he understands what's going on, he just doesn't know what to do. Don't do that. Remember, they're learning at the same speed that you're watching, so this is actual life how they do it. Well, it looks like they're not really interested. So let's show you what it looks like when they actually understand something and they do something in coordinates to it. And they did it. That's their command to hide or come. So let's watch it again. I say hide or come because if I'm standing up and I have them in my pocket, sometimes I want them just to jump up. So let's watch it again. Here he goes. Okay. And she just said. Now for auditory-based training, you want to choose nice, sharp, short sound or nice, high-pitched. But you can honestly use any sound that you want. Now, visual-based training, let's do that real quick, is when you show a hand command, like, or something. Basically, you're moving your hand or you're showing a signal or something. This is how deaf dogs are trained or deaf animals are trained. Let's do a little bit of that. There we go. Seeing that he sat up, I didn't say a single word, he just saw something and he sat up. Let's see that again. There we go. And that's visual-based training. That means they just see something and they're responding to it. And we already did associated, which is where they associate my hand with something good so they don't bite or nothing. We did auditory, and we did vision. Do it again. Good boy. And that's basically how you train a rat or any animal, really. Now, every animal is going to be different. You may have to take some time to work longer with some animals. You may have to take less time. It really all depends on the animal's interest. Now, let's get some food so I can show you treat-based training. Now, treat-based training is very good for rodents just because they eat a lot and they can eat very frequently. So it really doesn't hurt them. So let's get some food. I have one of their favorite foods right here, which is a potato. Yes, I use a switchblade. Let's get a little piece of potato. I gotta be careful because my hands are gonna smell like potato. So now I'm gonna do treat-based training. Now how treat-based training works is they do something and then you reward them for doing it. Oh, that's a bit rat. We're gonna ask rat to do something, then we give it a treat. And take it. I don't know if she's gonna take it or not. He might take it. He's a little bit hungrier. Basically, we're asking them to do something, and we're treat rewarding instead of petting or praising. Now he might take it. And it takes him a bit. Sometimes he'll eat out of their cage, sometimes he won't. Eat this? I don't have any cucumber left, or I would feed them that when they love cucumber. Well, this video's run for long enough. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed watching it. Like I say, all my videos, shoot 'em high and watch them fly. Where's the end? There it is.